beautiful people. It's yours truly, Nicolette E Brown, author, mentor, and motivational speaker. Tonight is a motivational video, one, because I'm so excited that I'm finished with all of my blogs. Yay, done. I blogged about my book, Keep It Sexy, How to Create and Maintain the Passion in Your Relationship. And I actually have 8 chapters in my book, but I blogged about 6, so 2 are a mystery. So I'm so excited, I'm so delighted, and I'm so proud, and I'm so excited about tonight's piece. Tonight's piece is called Be Encouraged and Be Empowered. This one's for the ladies. I'm so proud of each and every one of you, all the ladies that I've mentioned your companies. I appreciate all the love and adoration and all the support of my company and all the energy that you guys keep feeding to me as far as the enthusiasm, as far as the book coming out. And so I'm excited, you're excited, and I'm so excited for all of us to be networking together. I'm going to pull a quote, but before I get into that, I want to do a shout out for a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Consuela Whitfield. The name of her company is called Temple Builders LLC, and Consuela is a personal trainer. She is a fitness instructor and an award-winning bodybuilder. So how do you get in contact with Consuela? She's out of Snellville, Georgia, which is like 20 minutes east of Atlanta, and you can contact her via Facebook. Again, her name is Consuela Whitfield, and she is a professional personal trainer. All right, so I'm going to get right into the quote, and I'm going to expound from there. This particular quote was taken from Essence magazine in 2008 from a former chief editor, Susan Taylor. And there's so much motivation. This is like the core, the meat of some of the things that motivated me to continue on, and so many times I wanted to give up, and I just wanted to keep going, keep going, keep going. And to read this article was like, it was like the glue that bound the motivation for me to continue on and to finish the project. This quote reads by Susan Taylor, nothing is more thrilling than being in love. But for black folks, the most unwed people in the nation, a partnership is an even higher caller. Black love is our strength, the glue that holds families and communities together, the means to secure our children, build wealth, and end the state of emergency that we are in. Learning to partner well is spiritual practice and our political work. I was like, wow. I mean, there's so much more to that quote, and you'll learn about that in the book, because actually there's a whole section in the book that I devote to that particular quote, and you will so enjoy that, and I enjoyed it. And it was my motivation. I mean, it really, really motivated me to just keep going, keep going. So what I want to talk about, I want to talk about being empowered, being educated, and being able to know your worth as a woman. So, you know, I spoke to a lot of ladies. I have several clients. I won't say their names. I have friends. And one of the things that stuck out in my mind was there are a lot of women out here that are sleeping with married men. And ladies, I just want you to understand something. And it's sad. It's sad but true. It has become a common thread, you know, depending on what area you live in the country or the world. There are some parts of this country where statistics have shown that, like even for example, I'll give you Atlanta. In Atlanta, the statistics are showing that for every 1 male, there are 24 females. I know, shocking. And some brothers are on the down low. And most of our men, if they're not incarcerated, I'm talking about the brothers, African American men, if they're not on the down low, they're straight out homosexual. And so that's what has been cutting down our ratio. So for every 1 male, he's got 24 to choose from. Now the odds have increased because now you've got ex-convicts, people who have records, people who can't hold a job. So what am I saying? I'm saying that this is a very serious epidemic. And there's so much that we need to do to keep our families together. So if you have a healthy relationship, I suggest that you hold on to it, encourage each other, and build one another up. But for the ladies that are sleeping around with married men, this is something that is very serious and near and dear to my heart. I mean, I've seen women go through abusive relationships with married men. I mean, this man is not even your man. This is somebody else's husband. You know, and what are you saying? The message that we're sending for those who are actually, and you know who you are, the message that we're sending is we don't know our true value. We don't know our true worth. What we're saying is, if I can't have all of you, then I'll have a part of you. What? No. We have to set a standard, ladies. We have to set a standard. We have to set boundaries. If the man that you're talking to is married and you know he's married, You got to cut that off. You got to make a decision to say, I know my value, I know my worth. And how do you know your value? How do you know your worth? Because you are a woman. God created you fearfully and wonderfully. And so that is the motivation enough for me to understand that I am, God equates me with rubies and pearls and diamonds. And I want you guys to understand the same thing. You are so valuable, much more valuable than being somebody's side chick, much more valuable than being somebody's rebound chick or being somebody's woman on the side. You're more valuable than that. So I challenge everyone who's listening to this video, if you know someone is in a situation like that, I challenge you today to set a standard. Now, I'm going to step on some toes tonight, but that's okay, because what we need to do is we need to set a standard, because it's important for our families to stay together. Ladies, if you are married and you know you're not treating your man right, I suggest you get it together, because what you won't do, somebody else will. And that's all I'm going to say concerning that. And I've seen it happen too many times. Now, I can't speak for the men. I can only speak for the ladies. We know what we're doing. We know what we're not doing. So don't get mad if you're neglecting your responsibilities at home and in your marriage, and then you get the results that you get. Okay? So what I'm saying is, it is our responsibility as couples to hold our families together. Nobody else is going to do that. Do we have a book or a manual? Do we get a book? Do we get a class on marriage 101 when we go to college? No, absolutely not. We have to learn by example. Either we see other married couples, or we see married couples on television, or we see a married couple in our home. So if we don't have all of these examples, we have to take the initiative and set a standard. Set a standard, and don't take anything less than what you know you are worthy of. And I'm very confident that a lot of you women out here know exactly what your worth is. But you sit yourself in a situation and you find yourself getting stuck. You can get unstuck just like that. All you got to do, and I'm going to tell you something, all you got to do is make a decision. That's it. Oh, well, Nicolette, what you mean make a decision? Make up in your mind that you're not going to settle for that. Make up in your mind that you're going to do more, that you're going to set a standard of saying, okay, I'm not going to accept nothing less than A, B, C, and D. And there's nothing wrong with having high standards. There's nothing wrong with that at all, because what you're doing is you're commanding respect. Now, I agree with Steve Harvey. I think that people or couples should take at least 90 days to get to know each other. I mean, this is just in conversation. Now, I don't agree with everything that Steve Harvey says and does, but I do agree that couples should take at least 90 days. That's 3 months. I would even challenge you to say 6 months. 6 months of getting to know your potential partner, your potential mate, your potential spouse. Take at least 6 months of getting to know them, getting to know their family, if they have children, even getting to know their exes if that's at all possible. Because what you're doing is you're going to be learning about that person that you're involving your life with. This is your life. And if you have children, you want to, your plan is to blend your families together. If that's your plan, then that's something you need to take that into consideration. Will my children like this person? Will his children like me? And all that stuff is intertwined. All that stuff is valuable, is all important. But for those who are not setting a standard, this is what I challenge you to do. Just make up in your mind that this is what you want. You value yourself. Understand that you are a pearl, that you are a ruby, that you are a diamond, and you don't have to settle for less. Now, I'm so excited, I'm so delighted, and I'm so proud. I am so proud to be a woman. Now, I don't have any daughters, I have sons, so I can't teach my sons how to be men. When they were little boys and they were growing up, they're both teenagers now. I can't teach my son how to be a man. Only their dad can do that. Now, what I can do is I can teach a little girl, like my nieces and my goddaughters, how to go from being a little girl into being a woman. How we dress, how we carry ourselves, how we talk, how we entertain. And don't sleep with somebody on the first date. Don't sleep with them on the second date. That is setting a standard. I don't care how hot you are. Don't sleep with them until you get to know him. Now, for some people, that might be offensive, but the reality is we're living in a world where people are choosing people and mates and having children. I mean, even teenagers are having unprotected sex and having sex with people that they don't even know. And then you see them on the Maury Povich show or Jerry Springer or whatever these shows are. I don't watch daytime television. These crazy shows where, you know, you got two possible fathers and the young lady don't know who the father is. But wait, why are you sleeping with two people that you don't even know in the first place? And not only sleeping with them, but having unprotected sex, that's another subject altogether. But my challenge to you ladies is know your worth. I stand flat-footed and I tell you to your face, you are precious. You are valuable. You are a ruby. You are a pearl. And I admire you. And I adore you. And I love you with the love of God. And so it is my challenge to challenge each and every one of you to set a standard. I'm so excited. I'm so delighted. And I am so pleased to say good night, everybody.